I've been convinced that better gear, bigger gear, more gear is better for your photography, but it's not. With smaller gear, less gear, you see and feel a lot more. Hi, it's Peter here from Kuala Lumpur this time, and I will tell you why I'm in Kuala Lumpur later in this video. But let's continue with the business. First one is you can move more freely. When you have smaller gear, you don't have to carry heavy gear when you're going out photographing, especially in a place like this where there is 33 degrees Celsius almost all the time, and that really can wear you out if you carry too much stuff with you. So yeah, for me this is the perfect solution. And I also have the Botancraft small bag where I can fit this camera and extra battery and some memory cards and all that kind of stuff, and that really makes the photographing so much easier. You also blend in better when you're not having a big gear with you, because you don't look like a photographer, you look more like a tourist. Sometimes it's better to blend in as a tourist, and sometimes it might be a better choice to blend in as a local. Okay, I'm like a tourist here now, and there aren't too many people to blend in at this particular location, but it's quite noisy out there where there are more people, so that's why I'm photographing or filming this on this little nice alley, which has a lot of graffiti on the walls, which I totally like. You react better to moments. If you have smaller gear and restrict yourself to a certain focal length, you have more time to think about the story, the narrative, the gestures, the moments. Those are really important in street photography. And if you think about what lens should I use, what this and that, then yeah, you will miss a lot of opportunities to photograph, because you need to be constantly looking around and having simple setup for your camera, so that you can just look what's going on around you and make those great shots. Like there could be lots and lots of photo opportunities. And by the way, the reason I am in Kuala Lumpur is our urban street narrative workshop that was last week. It was in this building, GMBB, here in Kuala Lumpur. And we had really a blast, and we already planned with Robin and Matti the next one next year. But you have to subscribe to all our channels to find out when and where. Remember, next year, Urban Street Narratives will be back. My choice of gear today is, or on this trip, Fuji Xe5. And with the 27mm pancake lens, it's a 2.8 lens. The reason I took this camera is that I just got it a few months ago, and I want to use it to learn it upside down, so I can really learn everything about the camera and see how it works. The other camera that I usually have on my trips is Ricoh GR3X, but I did not take it this time. And the lens choice is quite obvious, because it is a full frame equivalent of 40mm, which I just love on my street photography.
That's what I'm supposed to carry. Big body. So what was your name again?
Matti.
Matti, okay. You're from?
Finland.
From Finland. And you?
Peter?
Also
Same.
from Finland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh!
think I got it.
Yeah, I think. Wait, yeah, today is the first Sunday of the month, so they close off the streets until 11.
Yeah.
For like,
This is cool.
yeah.
When traveling, editing the images or videos on a laptop is the way to go. Since laptop monitors are quite small, I have this UPerfect UTouch E6 Pro 18-inch monitor that is easy to take with me on my travels. Disclaimer, UPerfect sent me this monitor for testing. However, everything I say is based on me using this monitor for a while. UPerfect did not tell me what to say. This 18-inch monitor gives a nice amount of extra real estate, especially it is handy when color correcting my videos or have the image bigger when editing on Lightroom. The best thing is that it does not need a separate power source. It can get power from the USB-C. It only needs one for both, showing the image on the screen and for power. There is also a power adapter included if you want to use that. It will save some of your laptop battery. I will have a links into the description of this video if you are interested in getting the monitor or any of their monitors. There are quite a few different ones. It's not an affiliate link. But let's continue with the topic of this video. Less hassle when traveling. I was already talking about the ease of walking on the street with light gear. And also it's about when you're traveling, carrying less gear makes it easier in all the security controls and all that. It's a lot less hassle when you just limit yourself to a smaller camera, and that's also, you know, a lot of other benefits. But let's continue with the fifth one, and after that one I will have an extra tip. It's more creative focus. When you have just small gear, you can concentrate on the real thing, the photography. I've already mentioned the focus on the moments and all that, which is the most important thing in street photography, but also the restrictions already mentioned. So you can be a lot more creative when you restrict yourself to, let's say, a certain focal length. My choice is the 40mm equivalent to full frame. We're talking about the field of view. It could be something else for you. What is your set when you go out to travel or when you go out and shoot on the streets? What is your setup and what gear you like to use, what focal length and all that? That's really important to think about, because if we are overwhelmed with the area, like Kuala Lumpur is a beautiful city to photograph on the streets because there is so much diversity around. You see old buildings, you see nice little alleys, a lot of graffitis and murals on the walls, and also really modern things, really high-end shopping malls and all that. So there's so much to photograph in this city, and I just love Kuala Lumpur. It's becoming one of my favorite cities to do street photography. Unfortunately, it is very far from Helsinki, so I can't come here often, but I will visit this again. And the extra tip is try to shoot with reputable settings and have some routines. It's important to use the similar type settings for early photographs. My go-to setting is P mode and roughly f5.6 or f8. That works best for me because then I don't have to think about that. And you know, my routines is always that I start with something familiar. I do have a big list of motifs that I start with if I can't get any photographs at start, and I think that's a good thing. You know, make a routines for yourself so that you have a lot more things to photograph if you really think about that, because sometimes you might be in a creative rut and it's hard to find something to photograph, and especially here in Kuala Lumpur where it's overwhelming. There's so much to photograph and it's hard to see, so try to concentrate on something. Do some street portraits on one day. Do some tourist shots in the next, and you know, concentrating on that at least at the beginning. But then when you start getting the hang of it, you can start mixing up those, and then make the image editing so that let portraits look quite similar in style, and tourist shots and cityscapes, and maybe the classical street photos look a certain way and all that. And I've chosen to choose color, bright colors, because it is a very colorful city and there are lots and lots of colors. So that's my go-to routine here. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.